Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome on this beautiful Sunday. What a beautiful song choir. Thank you. I love that. So, for the month of July, we've been doing a theme of truth. First, we heard from Cindy, who did a very inspiring service. I choose for me, I vote for us. How when you make a choice for yourself, when you choose to go one way, it just brings the energy of everyone else along with you. So she was encouraging us to follow our dreams so she could have the energy to follow hers too. And then the next Sunday, last Sunday, Kelly did a service, the other F, which was faith, and choosing to follow faith over fear, motivating us to follow our dreams. So today, Jesus and you living truth. And we look to Jesus for truth as metaphysical Christians. And why? Because in his walk, he aligned with God. He was one with God. He got guidance and he followed it. And he didn't argue with it or say, no, I'm going to wait till next month. I mean, am I the only one that does this? Come on, guys. It's like, he would have never walked on water. So through his examples, we have that roadmap to truth, to God, and we're all searching for that. Most of you, at least listening here in this room and online. And it just came to me this morning when I was meditating that Sunday morning, how many speakers are getting ready to share a truth from their lives? How many people are open to receive, who come to listen, maybe to get a truth for themselves, some guidance. And it's different for everyone, but it's still a higher understanding. And most is woven in love. So I wanted to share from the Aquarian Gospel, chapter 161. As I can see now. Okay. Jesus doesn't have much time left on earth, and he's telling the disciples this, and they're like, oh, what's going to happen to us? What are we supposed to do? Who are we supposed to follow? And Thomas said, we do not know where you intend to go. How could we know the way? And Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, the life. I manifest the Christ of God. No man can reach my fatherland except he comes with me through Christ. If you had known and comprehended me, then you would know my Father God. He's saying, if you've been listening, you'll see that I'm doing the works, that God is within me. And Philip said, show us the Father and we'll be satisfied. And Jesus said, have I been with you all these years and still you know me not? He who has seen the Son has seen the Father, for in the Son the Father has revealed himself. Lo, I have told you many times that what I speak and what I do are not the words and works of man. They are the words and works of God who lives in me and I in him. He's saying God and I are one. He says, hear me, you faithful men. He who believes in me and in my Father God shall say and do what I have said and done. He's saying that because we're all the sons and daughters of God, not just him. And if we can remember that, they will be led to the fatherland, which is love. Yea, more, he shall do greater works than I have ever done, because I go to him whose works we do, and then I can reach forth my hand in helpfulness. He's saying we'll do greater, because the Christ, he's showing us the Christ is within us. And if we can follow that, not only are we, it's our will doing it, but it's connecting to that love, to that Christ consciousness within and walking through that. And what I got from that, he says, I am the way, the truth, the life. We're all sons and daughters of God. We must all walk as the manifestation of love as he showed us. He's telling the disciples they're not alone. They must believe, hold the truth. Jesus, won't physically be there, but you can do the work and you'll find that truth, that love. I am the way, the truth, the life. I was meditating and Spirit said, the way of love is the truth that gives life. That's what he walked, the way of love, that Christ consciousness within. That is the truth. It'll bring you to your truth, to that life that's eternal. Because when you walk in love, you move toward your truth. You're not leading from your ego or your mind, but coming from your heart. And that's the highest power. And we're all disciples. And we can choose what to be disciplined to. That's what they did. And they chose to be disciplined to the Christ, following that. And we can choose to be disciplined to love, that Christ consciousness within us. So walking in love, it sounds simple, but in the world, there's constant conflict, division, labels. It can be a challenge. And we can look at it as, instead of a challenge, an opportunity to step into our truth as that Christed consciousness and walk in love, to see the God, the Spirit within each other. It's through those words, those actions, those thoughts of peace, of love, of understanding, all the qualities of the Christ. And your truth cannot be taken from you no matter what's going on in the world. You can look the other way at the dramas of the world, the hate, the injustice, the suffering, the war, whatever it is. But guess what? When you look at those things and concentrate on those things, you're looking with your mind, and it's bringing you away from the higher truth, the Christ consciousness within. You don't want to give it power. You're giving that ego power when you're judging, criticizing. When you come back to that Christ consciousness and look at all those dramas with that, you'll see the higher power, the higher love and lift. That's what Jesus had to do despite all the happenings in the world, despite the naysayers. He kept living his truth, kept looking to God, and made that path for us to follow, Christ consciousness. So how can we demonstrate like he did? How can you live your truth? And I got the image of, I was in high school at the time, a long time ago. And there were these rubber bracelets that said WWJD. And this was in the 90s. What would Jesus do? And everyone was wearing these bracelets. WWJD. I haven't seen them lately. They probably still have them. And I thought, okay, I remember those. And then Spirit said, no, Noelle, I want to know what you would do. You're a walking expression of God's love. Bring it home. Bring it inside of you. Live from the Christed consciousness. Ask, what can I do in this situation? So when you're in the daily drama of the world, yes, Jesus had the example, but living your truth, what would I do? Let that be your strength without looking without. I want to say, hey, what would Meredith do? What would David do? What would Bet do? Go to yourselves. Make that Christ consciousness your internal compass. So staying in your true nature, how would you act if you were living in truth? If you had that Christ consciousness, would you come from your ego, your mind, or would you come from love, leading with your heart? So I've got 3 ways that I use to stay in my truth. Number 1 is making the choice every day to walk, to choose love, to choose peace, to choose forgiveness, those qualities of the Christ. I surrender. I might pray to be the hands, the feet, the voice of God as Jesus manifested walking. Walking with the feet of God. I'd walk toward love. I'd walk toward peace, toward understanding. I'd walk away from fear, away from conflict. My voice, I would speak from my truth, my higher self, my Christ consciousness. I'd speak in love. My hands, I would build a foundation built by the Christ consciousness, by love. It's living those truths Number 2 is staying true to your own spirit within, on your path, no matter what the world thinks. A lot of times the world will tell us to be angry, to be afraid. And okay, we're human, we might feel that, and that's okay. But don't get stuck in it. Don't let it lead you. That's letting the world lead you, and not that Christ consciousness within. The Christ, Jesus stayed on his path, and he only had 12 disciples, 12 people. I mean, think of now, you have social media, you have like thousands of followers. Thousands. He had 12. 12 loyal customers, 12 disciples. That's all. But he stayed and he walked and he was in his truth, and they saw that, and he helped them grow stronger in theirs. And number 3 is to limit the time and the energy you spend on people, on channels, on situations that drain you, that project fear, that just don't feel right, that feel off, that you know aren't your truth. Let it go. If something's draining you, a person, a situation, a job, it's not your truth, because your truth will feed you. The Christ consciousness will feed you. Love will feed you. I learned this pretty fast. I'll share a quick story. I just graduated UGA with bachelor's in child and family development, and I got a job. Well, it wasn't really a job. It was a volunteer opportunity at AmeriCorps, which is like the Peace Corps, but it's in America, and they take the schools with the lowest test scores in the nation and put us in there. And you get a very small stipend. So I decided to join AmeriCorps, and I got assigned to a school in the ghetto, so in downtown Atlanta. And it was 3rd grade, and the kids didn't even know the alphabet. They were in 3rd grade, and they didn't know how to spell. So here I am, this tiny white girl driving to the ghetto every day, just thinking I could change the world because I'm right out of college and I didn't really understand the ways of the world yet. It was so bad. The school was falling apart. There were no doors. There were bugs. The ceilings were falling in. And it was basically all the kids came from the projects. And I quickly learned they couldn't learn to read because their basic needs weren't met. A lot of times they only got school lunch. They were crying. They only had one parent at home usually who was working. So how could they learn? So instead of teaching, I did get the training to teach. Most of the time, a lot of them were crying. It was a one-on-one tutoring experience. But they needed me to just listen, to comfort them, give them a hug, and I became a safe person. And it was kind of devastating because it felt so much bigger than me. Like, I was like, oh, I can save the children. I got this degree. I'm ready. And no, it was much bigger than me. And we'd have a parent-teacher conference, and like 2 people came, 2 parents. I was pretty mad, honestly. I didn't understand how the world could let these kids, the projects, have nothing. And down the street, there was luxury everywhere. People were driving expensive cars. Schools were getting everything they needed and more. But here, these kids couldn't even get a bathroom door. And my coworkers were like, you need to go in politics. No, clearly that's not working. No, I was on the path of love, and that experience showed me. And I only stayed a couple of months there, not because I was scared. I was never scared. But it was hurting my soul, and I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. And I couldn't be a light for those kids. I wasn't in the right place to serve my higher self for the world as I was getting drained. But that experience revealed a truth of me, helping me find my true path, that I was ministering to these kids. I might not have been doing what I was supposed to, giving them the alphabet, But I was being present with each child in the moment. And that's how you find your truth. When you show up in the moment, what will you do? I helped, but in a different way than was expected. I learned you don't have to do something like go to the ghetto. You don't have to be somewhere that makes you feel uncomfortable. I was still being the hands, the feet, the voice of God, but not in the way I imagined. And the program still goes on. And it is, some people love to go there and do that, and it's right for their soul, it's their truth. And just knowing leaving, I wasn't leaving anyone behind, but I was following my truth, and the kids were getting help from the people that it was feeding them too. So continue to walk in your truth no matter where it leads. When you do that, you'll see the higher plan. I did see the higher plan. And it wasn't even until all of a sudden Spirit gave me the story, and I haven't thought about it in years. And it was like, no, this showed you part of your truth. All to say, wherever you are, wherever you end up, relationship, job, anything, find the truth of you in that situation. It's somewhere, or you wouldn't be there. And sometimes it is walking away, trusting there's somewhere better that's leading you closer to your higher purpose. But you've got to love yourself enough to face the truth, and that's how you'll be free. So you know what gets you to the truth? Your intuition. And we all have it, but you got to learn to connect, to listen, to trust, to take action. Just like Jesus did. And to know that when you do one thing, the next will be revealed. I didn't know when I left what was I going to do, but until I left, I didn't know that there was a higher path for me. And knowing what's true for you isn't for everyone, and that's okay. When you trust, the rest will come. And intuition is a muscle. The more you follow it, the more it'll get stronger. Whether it's a feeling in your gut or just a heart knowing, like it was for me. I knew AmeriCorps didn't feel right, and I knew there was another path. I just didn't know what it was. And I was so young, 20-ish. But when I left, it was revealed and brought me closer. One step will lead to the next. Just like when you drive, you've got the GPS, you know? And if you make the wrong turn, it doesn't criticize you and say, oh, you're so stupid. Stop driving. What's wrong with you? Give up on all your dreams. No, it doesn't do that. It just says recalculating. We've got to take the pressure off ourselves. You got to connect to that spirit, that inner GPS in your heart, in your soul. It's there. And just ask, how do I get there? What's my next step? And no, until you take that one, the next one they won't give you another one. You have to trust to take one step first. Just like the GPS, you got to make one turn before it'll give you the next. We all want things right away. We want things like, no, I want to just be born and do my purpose without doing anything else. God's giving you your purpose one step at a time. So follow that internal guidance, and if you get off your path, just refocus. And sometimes it is easier to go against guidance because you're following the crowd, whether it's out of fear or social expectation. And that's okay. You're forgiven. And just go within again and ask, what would I do? What would I do now? And trust that and move one step at a time. Because coming from your heart will lead you to your higher purpose. And does it feel right? Does it feel loving? Does it feel kind? So how do you show up in the world for your neighbor, from your truth, with your heart, or do you show up with judgment and fear and your ego? And do you love yourself to walk away from the crowd if it doesn't feel right? This is how you can live your truth and be closer to it. And what can keep us from expressing our higher self? Fear, usually. Being disconnected from our heart, from spirit. And that's all around us. The world's telling us, follow me, the world. And it's like, no, let me see. Let me go within and see. Connect to God. Follow that internal message. You know, when you hear someone speak from their heart, it feels authentic, doesn't it? It feels truthful, real. But when someone's in their mind, you may not feel it. You might think, oh gosh, they're just blasting off facts. I don't even know if it's true. You know, like someone might say, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. That's not loving. It's usually angry and judgmental. But when they say, oh, I'm going to share this from my heart, you can feel the spirit of them, the authenticity. And that's what we want to feel within our hearts. So when it's time, speak your truth. Start by speaking the truth that's in your heart to yourself and following it, and then to others, because someone will feel it. That's how we authentically express in the world. With our heart, maybe giving someone words when they don't know what to say, comforting them, because we're all connected no matter how much the world tries to divide us. Just like with the kids, I was coming from love, from my heart, and they were connected and they felt safe with me. The tutoring did not comfort them. They needed something higher. I am the way, the truth, the life. Love is the way to the truth. And Jesus healed through the demonstration of faith. He divinely channeled and connected to spirit and was one with God. And he helped anyone. He didn't ask what their credit score was, who they voted for. He didn't ask what religion they were. He just asked, would you be healed? Because he saw the truth of them, spirit within him, within all of them. And as spirit, we are whole. And if they could accept that and have faith and believe, they could heal. So I'll ask you, would you be healed now? Would you be healed from your fear, from any judgments, from your past?
Yes. Yeah.
Yay! All right. Would you be healed from anything that's less than love?
Yes.
Good work. Good work. We're all getting a healing here.
Well, me and Pat are.
Got the front row. Need the back. We're working on it. We're recalculating. Recalculating. Good job. Good job. The path is here now. And I know you're here, so I know you are. You are on the right path. But yes, would you be healed? Allow yourself to see yourself as whole, to see yourself as spirit, and that will heal you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. You can read books, listen to people all day, but until you take it within, until you are that expression, until you ask what would I do, until you recalculate your path to what feels right, nothing will change. It starts with you, and then the world will start changing and lifting in this love and this Christ consciousness. You'll be fed. You'll have everything you need, as God is source. And love is the way to the truth. That's life on every level. So now we're going to go within, anchor it in. So just put your feet on the floor. And take a deep breath in, breathing in that peace. Feeling yourself grounded in your chair. And I ask for a gentle column of divine white light to come over the top of your head now, and feel that light moving from the top of your head through your entire body. Breathing in that divine light and breathing out anything that's not the light. Just feel your Christ self present in your heart now. Feel yourself lifting a little higher in that divine light, to feel that divine unconditional love of Christ that is you. Feel it wash away any untruths. Feel it wash away any what ifs or hows or whens, any questions. Feel that light wash away the worldly way. Breathing in a little deeper. Feeling that peace in your heart, in your mind. Feeling that love. And just sending that love to anywhere in your life that needs a healing. Letting that love flow. Knowing it is the highest power. Feeling that in your world. That unconditional love. And in your heart, just ask, what is a truth I need to see today? Maybe it is a next step on your path. Ask for the truth to be unveiled. Maybe it's a symbol or word. Maybe a vision. Love is the way to the truth that is life. Breathing that in, that love, that truth of you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. There is one truth, love. And that's the way. You are a divine channel of love and wisdom, of peace and understanding. Be receptive by going within and then trusting. So this week, when something comes up, because it will, just stop and take a deep breath, breathing in God's love, and just go, what would I do, God? What would I do in this situation? Trust yourself enough to do it. Because you are love. And so it is.